Good day, it is Althea from the Bible in 1 Year. Today we spend time in Psalm 119, verses 113 to 120. This section of 8 verses commences with the 15th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is pronounced Samekh. The root word for Samekh means to lean upon, to uphold, or to support. The root is also found in the Jewish concept of shemikah, the laying on of hands upon the head of the sacrificial victim in a blood ritual of the Jewish temple, which was also a means of the consecrating of the priesthood. You can read this in Leviticus 16 verse 21, Deuteronomy 34 verse 9, Ezekiel 24 verse 2, Leviticus 8 and Exodus 29. The written letter Samekh looks a lot like a letter O, except it is squarer. The letter O is closed on all sides. This is something that expresses the letter's essence, something that has no beginning and no end. It also looks like a fortified wall, which protects and gives a feeling of security. The numerical value of the letter Samekh is 60. It is interesting to know that the number of letters in the special priestly blessing is also 60. The numerical value of 60 stands for outward reflection, and it serves as a reminder that we are created in the likeness of God. The numeric association of this number can be calculated by multiplying 10 with 6. 10 represents fulfillment, while 6 represents spirit of man, which can mean the fulfillment of potential of natural man. It can also be calculated by multiplying 12 with 5. 12 represents governmental perfection, while 5 represents grace, which can mean government filled by grace. Keeping this in mind, let's look at Psalm 119, verse 113 to 120. The psalmist makes clear distinction between the world and its pleasures, and the love for God and the precepts in His word. In verse 119, he draws a parallel with the refiner's fire and sinful impurities of man. The refiner scoops off the dross, the foamy impurities boiled out of the metal. This impurity is like sin. It clutters our ability to reflect God's light. If the impurities are not removed, it can cause the metal to rust. The same with sin. If not removed, it will cause decay. The Word of God, which is His commandments, His testimonies, precepts, and statutes, boils out the sin and brings out the value. The Word teaches in 1 John 2 verse 15 to 17, and in Jeremiah 6 verse 28 to 30, and in Ezekiel 22 verse 18 to 22 about the refiner's fire. Love for the Word, the lust and sensual craving of the flesh, and the lust and longing of the eyes, and the boastful pride of life, pretentious confidence in one's resources, or in the stability of earthly things. These do not come from the Father, but are from the world. This is like the dross, the impurities that needs to be removed from the metal. The Word of God is like the refiner's fire that measures and tests, which leads towards a life of obedience to the will of God and conducting of His purposes. The psalmist ends the psalm by declaring what he has learned. Firstly, his love for the Word of God as it refines him. Secondly, his reverent fear of God, to love God, to honor and respect, submissive obedience, and to avoid evil. Lastly, as he reflects on his own life, he realizes that his life is not entirely righteous, but as he has learned from the Word of God, turning to God to be purified, sanctified is the only answer for salvation. May you be blessed. Goodbye.